Welcome to another video. Today I am reviewing the Ice Age animal puzzles, and as you can see there are 4 Ice Age animal figures that are actually puzzles. They come into pieces, and I actually got this at a Discover the Dinosaurs event, and they were for like $5 each, and I thought that was a really good price, so I went ahead and got them all for $20. So yeah, it comes with the Sabertooth cat, Smilodon, the giant ground sloth, Megatherium, and a woolly rhino and a woolly mammoth. And they came in these little ice cube blocks. As you can see, it says Ice Age animal puzzles, and you can see that the Ice Age is carved into the ice, and you can see mammoth tusks sticking out. And yeah, it's just a little block of ice that held the animals. So as you can see, it kind of has like an Ice Age background. And right here it says collect all 4 beasts. So it's got the saber-toothed cat, the ground sloth, the woolly rhino, and the woolly mammoth. And as you can see by that little black dot right there, the ground sloth came in this one. So yeah, you could see all 4 animals that it has in there, and the Ice Age background. Warning, choking hazard, small parts not for children under 3 years old. That's advisable. And then it says the same thing right here. For ages 3 and up, made in China. And then it has that little sign right there, not allowed for any children under 3. And then on the top right here, as you can see, it says animal puzzle. And then we got the ice block. It's mostly just a transparent cube, but on the top it's just kind of lumpy. So this is the cube where all the animals come in. Ice block for Ice Age animals probably represents animals trapped in the ice. And then it also comes with this paper, this little, it kind of has the instructions in it, but as you can see, it just like what it has on the front of the ice block cube. Ice Age animal puzzles, challenging and fun. And yes, I find it to be very fun, challenging, and entertaining. Pretty cool Ice Age animal figure puzzles. And it's kind of a lightish bluish color. And then once again it says for age 3 and up. And then if you look carefully, you can see the little outlines of the animals: the saber-tooth, the mammoth, the rhino, and the sloth. And right here it says collect all 4 kinds of beasts, the 4 Ice Age animals that you see right there. And then it has the instructions on how to build the animals, but I'll show you those with each animal that I review. So as you can see, it has them right here. And the first one I'm going to start off with is Smilodon. So here's the Sabertooth figure. It's a pretty nice puzzle, and the design of these animals, the way the mold, the way they're posed, not too dramatic because they are puzzle pieces, so it can't be too much of a dramatic pose, just something simple. So it appears to just be standing and roaring with his mouth wide open and his saber teeth. So yeah, if you want to take a look at the face, kind of small bear-like ears, and then you can see kind of like the fur around his head, and then the teeth and the fangs and the eyes. So if you look at the eyes, you can see nice outline along the edge of the eyes, and then the pupil, and then the nose is nice painted job, and the inside of the mouth, pretty nice reddish color. And then when I got this figure, the teeth, I wasn't really pleased with the color of the teeth. They look kind of like a very cruddy, very nasty brown color teeth, and they were only like halfway done. The rest going up from right here and up was kind of yellow, the same yellow as the rest of the figure. So yeah, the teeth, I fixed that with my acrylic paint. I painted them white. So I obviously did a better paint job in my opinion, because I didn't really like the cruddy brown color of the fangs. And then the rest of the figure is kind of a yellowy with a whitish underbelly, kind of white, kind of faded into yellow and whitish. So the yellow saber-toothed cat. So the head and the face is nicely done with the snout, the nose, the teeth, and then the legs is just standing there, short, muscular legs with the muscular body, and then the tail, just a short little tail. And then the paws, you could see nice details in the paw padding, but they kind of did a terrible job with the paint job on the claws. Kind of messy black paint job. And then we got the spots. I don't know whether to call them spots or stripes. It's kind of like a combination of both. So the stripes is a pretty nicely color, and this is probably one of the brightest of the 4 figures, because the rest are kind of like a dark brownish, while this one's bright yellow with black spot-like stripes, and a red color in its mouth, and then the white teeth and the white underbelly. So yeah, this is definitely the brightest animal in the collection. And then as you can see right here, this is a Smilodon, and it shows the size comparison, how big a Sabertooth is compared to that person right there. So it says Smilodon right there, and then it says a total of 21 pieces. So yeah, this figure actually has the least amount of pieces. The other animals have more pieces than the Sabertooth. So this one only has 21 pieces. And it shows you how to put it all together. So yeah, that makes it easier. But if you want a challenge, don't look at the instructions and just try to figure it out yourself. So that's a Smilodon right there. One last look at this figure. Pretty nice Smilodon figure. Entertaining puzzle, and I think this is the only puzzle that I mastered so far. Pretty easy to put together. So yeah, very nice Smilodon figure. And then we got the Megatherium, the giant ground sloth. Sloth, pretty big, kind of looks like a bear. And then the way this one's designed, he's standing on his back legs. He has one hand on the ground while his other one is held up, probably reaching to get some leaves off a tall tree. So yeah, another simply made figure. Once again, they can't get too dramatic with the pose because these are puzzles. And so you got the head, tiny little ears right here, and then the eyes, and then the mouth and the nose. Pretty nicely crafted figure. And then it kind of has like a brownish color all around it, but on the top of running down its back and kind of on the underbelly, kind of looks a little bit of a brownish purple, if you can tell. Yep, pretty simple. And then the way it's standing, it's pretty accurate of what a Ice Age sloth would have looked like. And then we got the tail, its long tail. So pretty nicely crafted ground sloth. I like the coloration, kind of fades right here from a brownish purple to a brownish color. And you can see the details in the claws. The claws are kind of painted black. So I just left this one being because I didn't have a problem with the paint job. It's pretty nicely done paint job. And then right here, it's got the Megatherium puzzle. It says Megatherium, and then it shows an example of how big the giant ground sloth was compared to that little guy right there. And then here are the instructions on how to put the pieces together, and it has a total of 25 pieces. So yeah, this one has more than the Sabertooth, but less than the woolly rhino and the woolly mammoth. So here's the giant ground sloth. One more look at the figure. Pretty nicely crafted ground sloth. And now we have the woolly rhinoceros. Simple design. Has its leg kind of held up as if it was running or charging at something. So we got the head. You got the nostrils, the mouth, the eyes, and then the horns. Pretty nicely crafted. The ears. And with the horns, I was okay with the color of the horns, but the paint job was still pretty messy, so I decided to fix that up using my white acrylic paint, and I painted the horn white. So yeah, you got nice design of the rhino's head, the eyes, the nostrils, the mouth, and the ears. And then you got the back, it's got that really arched back. And then the details on the fur is pretty nice as with the other figures. So yeah, the legs kind of like it's getting ready to charge at something. And then the coloration's pretty nice, kind of the same as the sloth and the mammoth. And then the tail. So yeah, another nicely crafted puzzled figure. The woolly rhinoceros. And then right here are the instructions to put the woolly rhino together. So it says woolly rhino, and then it shows how big it was compared to that little guy right there, and then the instructions on how to put it together. And it's got a total of 28 pieces, so that's more than the sloth and the smilodon, but less than the mammoth. So one more look at the woolly rhinoceros. Pretty nicely crafted woolly rhino figure. And last but not least, we got the woolly mammoth. Pretty nicely crafted woolly mammoth figure, simple designs, just standing there. And then his head, the bulky head, and then the trunk just hanging down there. And then the eyes, and I'm not so sure about the ears. The ears look kind of simple, kind of like the ears of the smilodon and the sloth. But it doesn't bother me too much, but it just doesn't look like mammoth-like ears. Kind of small. Well, the ears were small, but I don't think they were shaped like that. And then the trunk, the eyes, the head, and then the tusks, like the woolly rhino. I didn't have a problem with the color of the paint, but it was still a pretty messy paint job, so once again I fixed that up with my white acrylic paint. And then you got that arched shoulder, and then the legs, it's just standing there, and then the tail. So yeah, simple design. Can't get too dramatic because these are puzzles and that would make it a little more complicated. And then the toe columns, you can see that they're kind of a yellowish, while with the toe columns of the woolly rhino, those were kind of a bluish. So here's a woolly mammoth figure puzzle. And then right here is the instructions on how to put the woolly mammoth together. And I'm really concerned about that typo. It says woolly mammoth, it's an M instead of a W. A typo that they didn't really fix, but it's supposed to say woolly mammoth. And then it shows how big it was compared to that little guy right there. And then it has the instructions on how to put it together. So, and it has a total of 30 pieces, so that's more than the Sabertooth, the sloth, and the rhino. So this figure has the most amounts of pieces. Yeah, that's all of them on the paper right here. And so this is a woolly mammoth figure. Take one more look at it. Pretty nicely crafted figures. So yeah, this is Ice Age animal puzzles. It comes with 4, the Sabertooth, the sloth, the woolly rhino, and the woolly mammoth. And I actually really like this when I got them at the Discover the Dinosaurs event at the gift shop for $5 each. So that was a total of $20, and that's pretty cheap. I think that's pretty cheap for these animals, and I think it probably could have been a little more expensive, but it was a great opportunity, so I got them at a very cheap price, and it was worth my money. So yeah, they're very fun to build. They're challenging and very entertaining. It's just really fun. So that's it for now, guys. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more, and I'll see you guys later.